Did you ever become so sick of disappointment and weary of life in general that death appeared to you the only way out? That's the way I felt, sick and weary of soul and longing for sleep. When the ship struck the derelict, it seemed to me providential. This was a solution I've been waiting for. I would go down with the ship, and that small part of the world which knew me would think of my death an accident. I was gonna die. Yes. So I hid in the steerage, fearing that some of the ship's officers would insist on saving my life in spite of me. Finally, when everyone had gone, I came out and I walked around the main deck. I heard the sound of voices coming from a dark corner. And then I discovered this woman and her child had been left behind. How that happened, I don't know. Maybe she was afraid that her child would get crushed by the terror-stricken immigrants. At any rate, she was there. And I decided that she was so happy in her love for her child that it would be wrong of me to let her die. So I looked around and I found this lifeboat that had been lowered onto the main deck and left hanging there. The oars had been taken out, probably for some extra oars on some other boat. I persuaded the woman to climb in. Then I went back up on the boat deck and lowered the boat the rest of the way to the water. It wasn't that much of a task, for the steamer kept settling lower in the water each minute. Then I slid down one of the ropes and, cutting both of the lines that held her, pushed off. It was a faint breeze that blew us away from the sinking ship until she was hidden in the fog. The suspense of waiting for her to go down was terrible. Even as it was, we were nearly swamped by the waves when the steamer took her final plunge. I think everything that happened to me is an omen sent by the gods to convince me that my past unhappiness is past and that my fortune would change for the better. But if I had known the sufferings that poor woman was to undergo as a result of my reckless life-saving, I would have let her go down with the ship and gone myself. The child was naturally frail, delicate, and I suppose the fright he received and the exposure combined to bring on some kind of convulsion. It was around this time yesterday morning where the poor little